Hey everyone, so I went to church and came back, and the squall warning was lifted. I hope that everybody is safe. I hope that nobody was hurt. There was a tornado in Milton, and so I'm just asking you to pray for us and continue to pray for us that we be safe, and especially for me, because I've been through a lot, and whatever I've gone through has changed me. I know that my soul is hurt by what was done to me at Teleperformance, and all the job losses, all the unemployment, being let go without notice, being told I can't come back to the office, I can't say goodbye to people, I can't keep in touch with people. It destroys your soul. So for me, it's even more important that I go to church, that I receive the Eucharist, and that I pray for spiritual protection. Because whatever was done to me was done on purpose, it was coordinated, and it's evil. That's it at the end of the day. Because somebody with my degrees, with my qualifications, with my experience, should not have to be put through this kind of thing, and should not have to land up going bankrupt and almost destitute. It shouldn't happen. Like when it happened in Zimbabwe, it was one thing. There was a whole different regime in place. For this to happen in Canada, which has such a strong Christian community, it's very sad. It's very sad. And so the danger is of me becoming possessed. And I'm not saying that. I know there's cases where, like, I'm not saying it like just, speaking off the top of my head. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Because in cases of possession, there can be many factors that influence it. It could be things like family members playing with the Ouija board that you don't know about. It could be curses put on you. It could be any number of things that you don't know. And for me, I chose to give my life to God. I chose to give my life to Jesus. And it's a choice I made as an adult when I took my confirmation vows in the church. And so I'm saying no to it, and I'm going to continue to say no to it. But anybody who looks at my life and looks at the trajectory of my life is horrified, including priests and bishops and nuns and sisters. Everyone is horrified at how my life has gone. But I have my faith in the Lord, and also with possession, sometimes you have to agree to it. There are cases in our Catholic Church. There was a little girl that got possessed, and she agreed to it. She agreed to suffer that for Our Lady. I'm not agreeing to any of that. I want to go to heaven. I want to be with the Lord. And it's very sad what has happened to my life. And it has changed me, because I was reading up about it after I went to the Newman Center, and I met the exorcist for Toronto. He was giving a talk there. I was horrified. And I never created this. I know my reputation has been ruined and spoiled by people who are saying I created it. I didn't create it. And I don't have mental health problems. If I did, I wouldn't be carrying out a ministry in the church. I wouldn't be a spiritual director. I wouldn't be holding top jobs in this country. And so I'm asking all my followers, my friends, my family in a special way to pray for me, that my soul doesn't become even more corrupted. Because what happened to me on those calls at Teleperformance hurt me. So I already know my soul is a little bit corrupted. And I pray for that healing from the Lord. Because it's impossible not to have your soul corrupted when you're dealing with that much filth over the calls, and swearing and shouting, and people keeping you on the phone for an hour and repeating things, and then telling you at the end of it, oh, we're not going to buy anything. It would hurt anybody physically and spiritually. And the physical and the spiritual are connected. So that's why I'm saying to you, I'm just being honest, because this has been going on since I lost my job at TD. Every time I get a job, the business loses clients, they decide not to keep me, they let me go. Even if I offer to take a lower pay or a lower salary, they say, no, it's not fair to you, you need to go and find something else, and then I end up sitting at home. And, excuse me, this time it's over 2 years. It's already 2.5 years. And there was 4 months that we were being paid. They didn't have any business at Teleperformance. So this is not a joke. That's why I'm saying I'm prepared to move, to go to America, or to go somewhere else where I can have a stable job, including Zimbabwe. People think Zimbabwe is really bad, it's awful. It's not. I went there on a holiday and it's perfectly fine. If I can get a job in one of the schools, the private schools like St. George's or Chisapiti or one of those schools, and work there in HR or administration or office work, I'm prepared to take my skills and to go. Because I'm tired of everybody making a joke out of it, saying, oh, she's telling everyone it's funny. It's not funny. It's not funny, and it's not a joke. And the priests that know me and know me well, including from Blessed Sacrament, do not find it funny. It's not a joke. It's 12 years of my life that were wasted. 12 years where I didn't have any income, where I didn't have any money, where I had nothing. And I came here, I started with nothing but the clothes in my suitcase. I paid for my education, I helped others, I invested in the community, and I do not deserve this. I know that bad things happen to good people too, but I'm tired of it. And my soul is the last thing. My soul is the last thing. I will not let people destroy that. They've destroyed everything else, not my soul. And especially my friends who are Christian, who are involved in ministry, you have your own ministries, you know what I'm talking about. And this is not a joke. I'm applying to all the banks in America now, because every single job I applied to at TD, at BMO, at RBC, they rejected. They turned me down, and there's absolutely no reason they should turn me down. There's none. I worked with the senior leaders in the banks, and they all know me. So my request is a very serious request. Pray for the protection of my soul and that my faith will not be broken. Because believe you me, days like today, it was very, very hard. If the tornadoes had hit, they would have hit my area, the area my sister lives in, and the area my mother lives in. And the family would have been wiped out. So this is not a joke. And people who are making fun of it, you mark my words, we are all going to answer to God one day. We are all going to answer, stand in front of the throne of the King. You should be trembling. The way I tremble, you should be trembling, because it is not a joke. It is my soul. I gave my soul to the Lord, and what Canada is doing to me is wrong. And even people criticizing Doug Ford, if you can control the fires better and you can do better than him, run for the Premier of Ontario. Because you know what? He did a damn fine job. Not one person was lost. And I am tired of always being put down, being put into minimum wage, not being paid properly, not being treated properly, being called a fat black woman. I'm not black. I'm Indian. I've gone darker this summer because I spend a lot of time in the sun. And I'm tired of all these inappropriate messages. So I'm asking my friends, I am begging my friends, pray for me to get a good paid job, and pray that this ruining of my life comes to an end, because it is not deserved. It is completely undeserved. I would love to go back to Zimbabwe. I would love it. To work in those private schools, I would love it. It's my home. I was born there.